Alright, looks like we're back. Sorry about that, guys. But to give you a brief update on where we're at for this race right now, Buck has got himself a nice 14-second lead over Ginnett. And Jacko is in third. Got KB down in fourth currently. He's hot on the heels of Jacko now. Let's see where these guys gotta. Looks like T-Brum and Slayer Eyes just came into the pits this lap as well. T-Brum going on the soft tire and Slayer Eyes on the hard. Interesting choice there. We'll see what they're able to do from there now. It's KB and Jacko are gonna be fighting here down to the final laps, I feel like, at this point. Is able to get past T-Brum there, but T-Brum is looking to fight back on that one there. It almost goes in the inside, doesn't. Kind of throws Slayer Eyes a little bit off his line as they are getting a little bit desperate now for a position. It looks like just by how they're driving, getting a little sloppy with it, but T-Brum is able to come up alongside Slayer Eyes. Going to be able to hold it. Looks like he is. Yes, T-Brum's going to stay ahead for the moment of Slayer Eyes, but does get a little bit wide there on the curb. It's a little bit of wheel spin, which allows Slayer Eyes to come right back up alongside of him, but he's able to fight it back. Just barely edge him out, push him very wide there. As KB and Jaka are still staying consistent with each other. So KB hasn't been able to make a move yet. He's got forward coming into the pits now. Let's see if he's able to get back out in front of Vil there, as he's going to fit the soft tire there. Looks like he's probably going to be wanting to run those tires through to the end. It's going to be close here with Gravity if he's able to stay out ahead, and it doesn't look like he's going to be able to. Gravity's going to inherit P5 there, but forward is going to be on faster tires, and he just loses out to Vil. He's on 39 lap old medium, so not the most pace out of those tires for sure. Let's see what forward's able to do from here though. We'll check in with him in a minute as KB is still holding that lead. Slayer is just now fallen 2 seconds behind T-Brum. Looks like he has finally had to concede a little bit there. His forward is right back on the heels of Vil now. With those soft tires, if he can get past Vil rather early, he could see himself back up into the top 5. Maybe not anything above that, and we do have a spin from Gravity there. Looks like he's able to right that though really quickly. And forward makes his move on Vil and gets ahead rather cleanly and comfortably as well. And now he's gonna start working his way into KB. He's got about 24 seconds there he's got to shave off, so I'm not sure he's gonna be able to do that before the end of this race, but we will see. You never know. As Vil's gonna dive into the pits now. As does Gravity. Must have got some wing damage there, so it's going to give T-Brum some breathing room as well. And KB is just getting ever so slightly closer on Jacko. Looks like he's just losing out a little bit. He's got about 40% on ERS, so pretty level playing fields. So Chaco's just able to outwheel KB here, just enough to keep him behind in the corners here. He's not able to gain too much down the straights. Looks like we got a yellow flag in sectors 1 and 2. Not sure what we had going on there, but T-Brum now at the fastest lap. The closest bit of action is going to be between Jacko and KB here. Keeping an eye, see what Ford's able to do as far as closing in. He's got himself a nice gap back on T-Brum down in 6 by 10 seconds. Not sure he's in much threat there. As KB does go a bit wide there. Not sure if he's just trying to get a little bit of an advantage or just went a little wide there or what, but doesn't gain any time so he doesn't get hit with a penalty. So it's just coming ever so closer, coming out of this final corner here. Using as much as he can to close down that gap now. Looks like he's wanting to make a move here. He's going to come up right alongside of him, gets ahead of him for the moment. See if Jacko's able to fight this back up the inside. So going wheel to wheel there, and looks like Jacko just has to cede position to KB, able to sneak himself up in there on a little bit fresher tires, give him the bit of traction he needed come around that corner, as they're both going to be a little low on ERS though coming up for this next straight. See what KB's able to do. He's able to hook it up nice and smooth through here. He is. I imagine KB is going to start getting a little bit of a gap. Having fresh air and fresh tires is going to be an advantage now, as he is already soaring up to 7 tenths, 8 tenths clear now. This may be Jacko's only chance at reeling and keeping him close. Got to reel down this gap a little bit. It doesn't appear that he's able to. He's losing out more and more, actually. Jacko not able to close down too much, and that gap gets down about 3/10 of a second there. It's going to keep him in the fight, so we'll see what he's able to do now. Just keep with him and maybe force some sort of error from KB. He might be able to get him on a penalty, but I'm not sure what kind of warnings either of the drivers are running at. Forward has closed down that gap by about 4 seconds or so by now. I think it was 22 when he started. So a good bit of work from him there, as Jacko is just now falling out of DRS range on those 32 lap full tires, but gets it back. Not in time to gain from the DRS though. Buck is setting himself up very nicely with an 11-second lead over Ginnett there. Ginnett on 12 lap old softs, not able to put in the kind of dent that he would have wanted against Buck. Buck just seems to have the best overall lap pace throughout this race here today. I haven't seen him struggle too much with overtaking anybody, which I was not terribly surprised to see. And he's a very, very talented driver. I've had some pretty fun battles with him, although they've been very short battles. It doesn't take him long to get around the outside of anybody. Jacko is now 8 tenths down. It's been a little bit of a yo-yo going on between KB and Jacko for most of this race, if not all of it. Both of them staying very consistent with each other. And keeping it as clean as possible as well. There hasn't been a whole lot of contact between the two of them. His forward is slowly starting to make an impact. He's coming about second a lap almost on those newer soft tires, so we'll see what kind of pace he's got towards the end here, if he's able to gain from that. On lap 59 of 71 now, so everyone's got to either make a move now or settle in with where they're at. I don't think we'll see too much change. Maybe Bill could get up to Jourdain if he really starts pushing. He'll be able to do something there. Jourdain is almost 29 lap old to hards. Looks like he's 40% ERS, so maybe he could push and make something happen. But I'm not entirely sure, as Jacko gets a little bit out of shape there, but does well to quickly save the car there, and has pushed him down to a 1.5 second gap, so he's got a little bit of work ahead of him now. Close that gap back in. It may be hard without DRS, but I think he might be able to do it. Jacko has previously had a good bit more pace coming through this last little bit of Sector 3 over KB, but doesn't seem like he got it that time. Actually loses out a little bit more than he would have liked. Got a yellow flag in Sector 2, and that's going to be T-Broom going around and losing his front wing. Not sure if he just lost it coming out of S's there or what, but he's going to need to come into the pits now for sure to get a new front wing. And Slayer Eyes is going to be all over that opportunity, as I imagine Jourdain would be able to profit from that as well. We'll see. Bill has also closed down his gap by a couple seconds now. That's just 3.4 off of Jourdain. We got T-Brim with a DNF. Looks like he just poked it a little wide and ran into that wall there, so that's unfortunate from him. Might see a late safety car from that, but I don't imagine so. Safety car driver is getting a little tired at this point in the race, as are most of these drivers. That is going to see us with just 10 cars remaining on lap 60 of 71 now. Jacko is back to 1.5 seconds down on KB, so he has closed in a little bit. He was at 2 seconds. I'm not sure, he's been pretty conserving on his ERS to get to where he's at, just outside of 1.2 now. So maybe in the next couple laps he's going to be able to make something happen. Someone will go wide at some point. But forward is now just 12 seconds off of them. As Jacko is now, he was within a second, got a little bit wide there, but we'll see. Just got 10 laps left, so it's going to be an all-out dash. Getting it with another 3-second penalty, which I imagine is going to be putting him down and closer to P3 at this point, and it will, yeah. If everything stays as is, he would maybe even be down in P4, just barely. So I'm sure Jacko and KB are just gonna, Jacko for sure is just gonna want to stay as close to KB as he can and hope that something opens up for him here in the next couple laps. 1.6 as of now. May not be able to get that down too much lower. Jourdain is going to be on 15 seconds worth of penalties, which is not what a driver ever wants to see. which at the moment will put him P9. So going to be a little bit of shuffling around with the order if everything stays within the time gaps that they've all got now and with their penalties taking effect. But still got 9 laps, anything is possible. So with that first race of the season where Jacko took his first win in this series, came down with a pass right at the finish line. And Screnzi, I believe it was just ran out of fuel. Jeez, another thing that all these drivers have to take into consideration for these races too is how much fuel they should be carrying on board. Play it safe and go a little bit over, or just try to conserve a little bit during the race. I'm not sure. It's always hard to predict how many safety cars, or if there will be a safety car in races, so you don't ever want to bank on that fact. But now it's just down to 10. Looks like Jacko is just edging away from KB a little bit there. Buck and KB are also the only 2 drivers still running who have only made 1 stop, which is great to see from them. Buckiaga's moved up from P20 to P10, as Ginnett went from 18 and is running P2 at the moment, but is going to see himself drop with penalties. At least down to P3 for the moment, unless Jacko is able to pull something out on him here. Gravity is just outside of a second of Phil, who has managed to close down that gap tremendously to Jordan. Looks like both of them will be moving up as it stands, with Phil dropping down to P9 due to penalties. A little hot in some of these corners, but he's doing well to manage his car, keep himself from going out of balance. He's pushing as much as I imagine those tires will allow him at this moment. Haven't seen these guys sliding around too much as of late. But definitely something we should keep an eye on, as forward is now down to 7 seconds off of Jacko there. Maybe his tires are starting to slow down a little bit after going 12 laps on a set of softs with how fast he's been pushing. Can't imagine there's going to be too much more in those. See, KB gets a little bit wide there, and that allows Jacko to get back up into his second, so now he's back within DRS, and we should have a little bit of an action here coming into the final little bit, unless KB is able to extend that gap out again, which it looks like he already has. So I caught him slipping a little bit, but not enough for Jacko to be able to make a lasting improvement on, although we may see him pushing a little bit harder now that he knows his tires are going to be weaker. But KB and Jacko both doing a great job with their tires of where they're at. Buck as well, still holding a 15-second lead out over Ginnett. I believe Buck may need to be in a division of his own for this series here with the pace he's got today. It's just been phenomenal all race long. Bill is now just outside of 7/10 of a second. Chaka is now back to a 1.1 second gap. So he has been able to stay within a second just a little bit, but not consistent enough for to stay around for the DRS zones when it's really going to matter. I know you'd like to be just a little bit closer, nab that position off of him. KB is still able to stay consistent there as Gravity has now got himself up within a second of Vil in front. Both of them with 13 lap old tires, so no one's going to be having a tire advantage there. As Gravity is going to have just about 2 or 3% more ERS to burn down this back straight. Both of them doing pretty low. Looks like they've been pushing each other pretty hard. See what they're able to do. We've got just 3 laps left to go here, so if they're going to do something, it's going to pretty much need to be now or never. This is getting very close there. Vil's gone a little bit slow here. Might be struggling on his tires or just trying to hold him up intentionally. This Gravity gets a pretty good run but doesn't get a great drive out of the corner. So Vil's able to stay just a little bit ahead. Vil also has to go off track there a little bit. He's doing everything he can to stay ahead of Gravity. So coming through here, staying pretty consistent. Gravity commits early to the inside and just get a better drive off that corner. They're going wheel to wheel now. As Gravity has moved ahead. He's got about 2/10 clear already. Just flown right around him. Made that look a little too easy. Let's see if he's able to hold on to that for the remainder of this race here. I believe Gravity, yeah, is going to fall back behind him with his penalties, though. Oh, as Vil has gone right into the wall there. Which is not what anybody would want to see. And that is pretty much sent him back to 9th now. I don't think he's going to be able to, should still be able to make it around and not lose out to Bamba Yaga if he chooses to pit for that final lap. But sees him out of the fight with Gravity there, as well as Jordan. He should still regain it back on Jordan. Is Vil going to come into the pits? Yes, he is. So he will fall about 20 seconds down the leaderboard. Flag in Sector 3 as Vale has crashed going into the pits. That is not the kind of way you want to see your race end, especially after coming this far in the race. And that's just unfortunate for Vale there. But there's always next week for him. And Jacko is still just hovering around that 1 second mark of KB. KB and Jacko both have the same amount of ERS consistently, as Forward is now just 2 seconds off. I told you to watch out for him. Might be able to do something here towards the end. And he's gonna have to close a lot in this final lap and hope for something last corner. His NFS Buck has now got himself a 17.8 second lead. Still consistently going faster and faster than Ginnett, who is probably going to be suffering a little bit on his tires by now, but them being the softs, would have thought he would have been able to stay up a little bit more consistently. Now we are just onto our final lap now. These guys' Forward is now just outside of a second of Jacko. He might be able to do something here. Coming into this final little bit, we'll have to ride on board with him for the remainder and see what he's able to do. He's able to close up nicely through these faster, longer corners. See if he has the gap there. And NFS Buck has done it. He's won here for you today with a 19-second lead. Very dominant race by Buck. Great to see him up there winning. It's his first of 100% races, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Great performance by him. Ginnett winner is going to come home P2 currently, as KB and Jacko and Forward are all coming up now. Looks like KB is going to slot into your third, and he's going to move himself up to second after penalties. But Jacko fourth. Forward isn't able to do anything in the end, but he comes home fifth. And wow, what a race from everybody. What a race indeed. There was a bit of ups and downs for a lot of these drivers, but a lot of them were able to fight back, and in the end, they were able to make it work. While some had less than lucky situations, though. But stick around, we're going to try to get a few of these guys into the lobbies now. Let's see what we can do. See if we can get some of these guys up in here for interviews. So it's a solid race start to finish, I'd say. And a lot of safety cars kind of threw strategies around for everybody there, but just dominant performance by Buck, I will say that much.
What a race.
What a race indeed. It was a mighty recovery drive you had there. That was fun to watch.
Yeah, one more lap, man.
Yeah, that's all you needed on him.
Yeah. Alright. We get Buck in here. KB.
KB saying
Getting.
he not got a mic.
Yeah, we'll get a Jacko in here.
Alright, sweet.
Alright, well, Gab, I don't know if you wanted to get started.
Alright, yeah. Yes. Well, Buck got everybody in here,
There's
right?
KB.
Here he is. So, Buck, are you there? Can you hear me?
Hello, hello. Can you hear me?
Ah, there he is. That was quite a performance there for you. I was very impressed with that. How did you feel your racing craft was tonight?
Uh, Man, to be honest, I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of stoked myself that I even got that far, honestly, in the race. Um, I did one little practice. I did a full race in Grand Prix mode for my practice, and that was about it. Um, I knew that some of the guys in the lobby, like Genuette and Jacko, some of the guys I've raced in here before in the division races in the past, so I knew there would probably be a challenge considering that I haven't really done a lot of league racing on the new cars. But I kind of felt confident after my practice, and I just stuck with my um, I stuck with the tire strategy, even though it said it was going to rain in the race, but it never did, which I'm thankful for because it kind of would have ruined everything.
Just a little
Um,
bit, yeah.
but quali, I mean, I think I could have actually put it on pole in the Q3 if it hadn't have rained. But I was running a dry setup, so there's nothing really I could do besides take P3 and roll with it.
Yeah, no, that was a good qualifying session and great race as well.
Yeah, I mean, I'm also dealing with COVID at the same time,
Oh
so
man.
I'm drenched in sweat right now because this thing's been making me sweat like crazy, and with the race on top of it, I'm drenched right now.
Yeah, I don't doubt it, but I was hyping you up in the chat, and you definitely delivered on that. So thank you for that.
Of course, I appreciate it. Thank y'all for having me.
Absolutely. All right, Ford, you want to take the next one? You got any questions for anybody out there?
So I guess, what was your guys, Majako and KB, what were you guys planning on strategy for the beginning?
You wanna go first, Jacko?
Sure. I wanted to keep the mediums for the end, so I went softs. I knew they could go fair distance. But then the safety car, or the virtual safety car happened, and there was a jump in the delta, which happened exactly when it was coming in, so I got that drive through, and from that point it was really like take advantage of any safety cars to pit. And I went in the wrong direction. Um, got even a 5-second penalty, which I served immediately. So I was never really in the right track position. and never got those mediums on in the end either. So
Yeah, I don't know about you
never
guys,
really
but
worked out.
like when you opened up the strategy panel at the start, it was like 3 pairs of softs, like mediums. I don't know if you guys saw that.
I did. It didn't even give me the tire I wanted either. I selected hards on the first stop and it put softs on.
KB, what about you?
My entire strat was just to go pit lap 30 and take the hards to the end, and it worked out perfectly.
Yeah, I was curious to see what you guys were gonna do at the end there, because I mean, I was catching you guys pretty quick on those softs, and I was thinking like, I wonder if they're gonna react and hop off the hards, but I didn't know how close you were to. Guess it was Ginnett ahead of you.
We should probably have pit like a few laps after you.
Yeah. But good race, guys. It was really fun. It was a good challenge.
Yeah, no, that was a fun race to watch and commentate. You guys had a lot of clean racing there. I think I only saw a couple cars going the wrong way, but we won't name any names.
Yeah, overall, I think it was a good race. I don't know how many we finished with. Was it?
Oh, it was
10 or
9.
11?
9 of us. 9 finished.
Villeneuve crashed on lap 6 and 9.
I feel like he'll be classified though. He'll make 90%.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he should still get the qualification. He just lost his wing and then couldn't turn into the pits.
Who was it? Villeneuve?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'll have to make a note that he's getting classified.
It should say like 3 laps down or something.
Okay.
It's 4 laps, yeah.
Or 4 laps, yeah.
My telemetry says he was 3 laps down.
Yeah, I say we give it to him.
So how did you guys all turn out with the first lap chaos?
Well, I went straight through the middle. I started 5th and went to 1st. And then I got myself a drive-through on the VSC.
Yeah, I saw that. I gotta give a big apology to Lancey. I had Jose and another guy on my left and just completely lost track of my braking point, so rear-ended him.
I actually didn't know that we were not doing a formation lap for this race. I was not aware of it, and so when we started the race, I was like, everybody's on cold tires. Then everybody blew past me, and I dropped from 3rd to 9th, and I was like, what in the fuck?
Yeah. I probably should have made that more aware. Just because, yeah.
I didn't think I was gonna make it to the back to the front, and then all those wrecks happened, and I just went right through it, and I was like, all right, well, we're back into P4, so.
Yeah, we're racing with no formation lap until this sound glitch is fixed.
Oh, I thought it had been fixed already.
I don't know. Let's ask around
Definitely
about
hasn't.
that.
But the cold tires have been fixed.
It's good, at least we don't gotta worry about the cold tires issue for now, at least then. But it would be nice to get back to a formation lap.
Yes, it would.
I think the majority of leagues are running without at the moment.
Yeah, it's like even everybody's got glitches, it seems like, too. Every race somebody's disconnecting.
So what'd you guys think with the late call on no Baku?
Probably a good decision.
I think it was a pretty
I can only
good call.
imagine how many retirements we would have had.
I think only 5 people would have finished, if I'm being honest.
If that many,
Yeah.
I want to say.
I think that, with as treacherous of a track as Baku is, to throw in a little wretch like that would not have been smart to race on.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, it definitely threw me off the sorts. I definitely labeled this stream wrong for some reason. I thought we were going to the Netherlands after all that confusion, but glad you guys knew where you were going.
Cool. Well, you got any more questions, Gabo?
No, I think I'm all good. I'm just excited to see where everyone's going to line up for next week, or next 2 weeks.
Yeah, this will definitely shift things around in the championship. I'll
Just
tell you
a little
that.
bit, yeah.
Yeah. But what do we got next week? Isn't it Silverstone?
That's what I thought. Let me just confirm that here.
Yep.
Silverstone. We'll be back on the 16th.
Cool. Well, thanks for coming out tonight, guys. Hope you somewhat enjoyed yourself. I'm sure we'll all sleep like a rock tonight.
Most definitely. Yeah. Thanks for racing, everybody.
Yeah, we'll catch you on the next one.
See you
Big
guys.
shout out to Gabba for the comms tonight. Appreciate it, buddy.
Yeah,
As always.
my pleasure. Makes my Fridays more interesting, that's for sure.
All right. Well,
Bye,
take
guys.
care, guys. I'll see you in 2 weeks.
I'll see you boys later.
Yeah.
To everyone still watching the stream, thanks for tuning in. And we'll catch you guys in the next couple weeks, like we said. We'll have back at Silverstone, and we got more Thursday night racing, Tuesday nights, Wednesday nights, just about every night nowadays. So tune in, check out the stream, see what else we got going on. And until then, I will see y'all later.